JUCO Hoops Insider, we're back with another edition. Excited for the 10th National JUCO Team of the Week by JUCO Recruiting. We are going to the East Coast. We haven't quite been to East Coast this far yet, but we are going up to Harcum College. We have head coach John Ball that we're going to talk to about their 16-0 start to the season. Coach, what up?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you on, man. I saw you dancing in the background to the intro music. That was pretty good.
Yeah, a little bit. That was nice. I like that.
Not too bad. Shout out to my cousin Anitra, who does the ones and twos. But well, Coach, you guys are 16-0 now, not 15. So what is it like? Tell us about this particular team this season. So you had 2-0 last week. You started this week 1-0 on Monday. Give us a little glimpse into what the last 3 games has been like, and then we'll talk about the entire year.
Yeah, I mean, the last 3 games, it's always challenging coming back from break, getting your guys back in conditioning, especially the way we play with pressing and whatnot, making sure that they're okay, getting their legs back underneath them. We started the first one on the road too, so that's always fun. But the guys really came back in good shape. You could tell that they were doing their own workouts while at home with, their trainer or just hooping with some friends back home to stay in shape and keep their timing right. So that's always a worry, I think, as a coach, what kind of conditioning your guys going to come back in. And these guys came back and we're in great shape, and, we hit the ground running so far. Two tough games against D1 opponents from the Maryland, Region 20. So it's been a great start to this semester so far.
Yeah, so talk about not only just the start to the semester, but you guys haven't lost a game yet, 16-0. We'll talk more about the individual players, but what is it about this team that you love, and how have you guys been able to keep that going?
It's a great group. They're a really fun group. They're a funny group. They're a joy to be around. We joke around a lot with each other, but I think the biggest thing, and something I've really harped on from the beginning, is just believe in each other, believe in yourself. At the end of the day, we're all we got. So, you got to go out there and fight for the guy next to you. And I know it's a cliche and a lot of coaches talk about it, but these guys have really bought into each other, and they bought into themselves. And, anything at that point is possible once you have that.
So do you have you guys are Adidas. Do you have like a Kevin Garnett, anything is possible? Do you have
no, not
or what?
No, not yet. We're gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna write that down and put it on the order. So
we gotta get that.
Yeah, we can put it in the background.
So let's talk about your journey to getting here, Coach. Harcum. Not everyone necessarily knows about Harcum College, although it's been a nationally ranked JUCO here recently. This year and even in recent time since you've been there, even before. So there's been a lot of success that's happened there. East Coast Junior College in general may don't get as much love as like the Kansas or Texas or Florida, but I'm sure you want people to know, like, yo, we hoop up here too. We got some history. So talk a little bit about the history of the program. Obviously, you guys are top 25 again this year, haven't lost a game. So let people know more about the history of this program and then your time there.
Right. So the program's really young in terms of how the whole junior college landscape. I know some of the Blue Bloods have been around for 50, 60, 70 years. We're coming up on – this is the 19th year of the program, but the 18th season. So we're almost at 2 decades here. Harcum was at one point an all-girls school, and then about 20 years ago they decided to go co-ed and create an athletic department. At that point, our former coach – and athletic director, Coach Drew Kelly, was hired, and he built it from the ground up. There was nothing here. We played in this little basement gym in Klein Hall, one of our dorms, and we moved over to the facility we use now. It's all about the support of our administration and what they have given us and the opportunity they've given us to give opportunities to these young men from all over the world to change their lives and change their family's career, or family's trajectory, So, it started, like I said, 18 years ago. Coach Kelly came in here and hit the ground running. And he just built it into, this monster. It's a special place. It's not a big school. We're a private 2-year school, unlike a lot of other schools we compete against, which are, state community colleges. So we've had a different amount of challenges, but the fact that it's so small and it's a tight-knit family between the faculty and the administration and everybody on campus, it's what makes it a special place. It's really a family atmosphere around here. And it's really a pleasure of a place to work at. Excuse me.
Now, what is it like? You said private school, so that's not very typical,
right?
In the junior college ranks. Does that make, just for clarity, does that make academics harder? Does it make classroom size better? Is there something specific that it helps for you guys in recruiting or in helping these guys prepare for the next level?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically impossible to get lost in the mix here. We don't have large class sizes. We don't offer a million classes. So everything's pretty streamlined in that sense. But I think the biggest thing is you get a lot of attention from your teachers. There's only 15, 20 people in your class. You're going to know your teacher's name. Your teacher's going to know your name. You're going to be able to have interactions with them. You see them around campus all the time, whether a lot of the teachers eat in the cafeteria during their breaks. So, you could be between classes running to get some food. And next thing you know, you're bumping into your math teacher, you're bumping into your psych teacher, you're bumping into, your criminal justice teacher. So it's really a special place in that aspect where everyone kind of, looks out for each other. It's a family atmosphere. And, it doesn't matter if you're in class at the time or out of class.
Yeah. Now you said a relatively short history. You've had a ton of guys go on to the next level, to the highest level of Division I, to everywhere else as far as levels. What's some of the stuff that you could say you're probably proud of in your time there at Harcum, being a part of such a great, again, nationally recognized program? I think you guys are right in the 2022, I believe, on the
22, I think is what it came out this week. Yes.
Yeah. So, back doing the national ranking again. We'll talk about your players in a little bit, but what's some of the stuff that you're proud of since you've been there?
Honestly, it's just seeing these guys graduate and move on. We've accomplished a lot on the court here, and that's spectacular and whatnot. But these guys' dreams are bigger than Harcum College,
right?
So to be just a small part of their basketball journey and their academic journey is special. Just seeing these guys, whether they go on to play Division I, Division II, Division III. We got some guys going back home. They're back home in Canada, playing in the youth sports leagues. Just seeing them go move on and have success on the court at their next spot, and then ultimately graduate with their 4-year degree. That's the stuff that's special. That's the stuff that's life changing for them. And to see that, it's a proud moment. And again, just to be a small part of their journey to get to where they're going. And a lot of them, they're still so young, they don't even know where they're going yet, just so even they'll be able to follow that and just see where, if they go play pro ball overseas or they just go right into the workforce and start making money and creating a family and whatnot. That's the special part of this, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that. Helping people to change lives, as you said, and generations of lives.
Right. So
basketball-wise in that area, you guys play Allegheny. You play them Monday. Monroe is also top 25. Do you guys play them? What does junior college basketball look like in the Northeast for those that don't know? And I believe you guys are the only JUCO in Pennsylvania. Is that
we're the only Division I junior college in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little funky up this way.
Yeah,
next year I think we're gonna actually redistrict some things and create kind of like we're gonna try and create like a super conference, so to speak, with Maryland and New York and us, just to kind of try and create something that's relatively similar to the Kansases or Texas or Floridas or even I know Region 10 has been talking about a bunch of teams moving up as well. So it's a little different. We play some D2s up here. We try and stay away from the JVs and the preps because there is enough D2 junior colleges up this way that we can fill out our schedules. But there was ASA Brooklyn in New York. We would play them twice, Monroe twice. and then that would end up playing in a conference tournament at the end of the year. So what that would end up doing, the winner of that would go play the winner of Region 20, and that would be the East District bid. So that would get us to the auto bid. This year they changed it up a little bit because ASA is not playing. So since Monroe and us are single teams in our region, it's actually required in the bylaws. So you have to play into another region. So that means we're going to combine the Region 20 and 15 and 19 into a 4-team district tournament. So the winner of that will get the auto bid to Hutch this year. So it's kind of like a moving target right now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We do our best. Last year we went out to Indiana and played in Vincennes' Kiwanis Classic. We've gone down to Region 10 and played in Brunswick's Christmas Classic. We've gone down to Coach Schulman down at Eastern Florida has been gracious and invited us down to his events in the past. We went out my first year. We went out and played at Indian Hills. So we try and travel and do what we can do budget wise to make sure that we can play out of region games and get some national exposure in that way. We were supposed to go to CSI this year, and I feel bad. I apologize, Coach. I want to apologize again. We were going to go out there, but it was when we were looking for tickets, it was $660 a person to fly out there. So we had to nix that one, unfortunately.
No, it makes sense. They're playing well. That would have been a good matchup. They happen to be number 1 in the country.
They're terrific. They are terrific.
They've been a national team of the week as well. We got to interview Coach, and he was great. I think he was our first. I think they were our first one. Matter of fact, they came out of the gates pretty hot. So it sounds like you guys have a 4-team tournament that you're playing in. So that's got to be a little bit exciting to know that there's some clarity. And hey, if we win this, we do get a bid. So that's
right.
You got to be pretty fired up about that.
Right. Yeah. No, it's awesome, and the competition, especially Monroe, they do such a great job up there. Those games are wars when we get together. So it's whatever team comes out of this region is going to be battle tested. That's for sure.
Do you guys play every year, Monroe? Is it part of this tournament? Do you play?
Yes. So we do a home and home every year. Actually, my first year we did 3 games. My first 2 years we did 3 games, but we scaled it back to 2 games a year. So we do a home and home every year. And that would set the seeding for the Region 15-19 tournament.
Right.
So moving forward, we're going to try, like I said, and create kind of like a super district, and everyone's just going to do a home and home. It gets everyone 10 D1 games, which is super important on top of that, just creating a more stable, I think, environment.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us about your journey, Coach. How did you end up there? How did you get into coaching junior college? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I started off as a manager at Penn State for Coach Chambers, and I remember the first workout I walked in, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. But I remember walking into the first workout, and it was Tim Frazier, Jermaine Marshall, and Cameron Woodyard, and I was just like, I love this. This is incredible. I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing. So I was addicted at that point, and I jumped headfirst in. So I ended up being the head manager there for a few years. And then after I graduated, I did a volunteer year at a local D2, Westchester University, for Coach Blair, and had a wonderful experience with that. And then after that, I moved on to LaSalle University, and I was the video coordinator for Dr. John Giannini. And it was 2 great years. I learned a ton. The A10 is a monster. So just being able to be at that high of a level and be around such great coaches, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then, since I was a manager, I wasn't a player at a high level. I knew I needed to get recruiting experience. I know I needed to get on-court experience. And, I was scrolling through Twitter, and as we all do, we look at Hoop Dirt, and there was a job posting by Coach Kelly on Hoop Dirt, and I applied for it, and the rest is history. I've been here ever since. So I was an assistant for 5 years, and then Coach Kelly left this past summer to take an assistant spot at Northern Illinois University with Coach Burno, and they graciously gave me the reins of the program. So just been running, rocking and rolling since.
Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Shout out to Adam Nelson and Hoop Dirt.
Yes, exactly.
All access family right there. So shout out to him. Let's talk about your team specifically. Some of the guys that are contributing to you guys' 16-0 start, and you guys, and some of the guys that are recruitable for the next level already.
Right. So, we have some returners. Justin Owens, he's a 6'9" wing from Queens, New York. He's just long. He's athletic. He shoots it. He gets in there and sticks his nose in there and rebounds, defends. He's been a really nice staple of what we do. Jordan Martin, he's a third-year kid, a COVID sophomore from right over the bridge in Bordentown, New Jersey. He's come in and really, really done a great job for us this year. Controlled the pace, shot it. Got other guys involved, but also, taking over the game at times to finish some games for us. And then Amari Simpkins is just this 6'4" explosive scoring wing from the Brooklyn, New York, just an absolute a bucket, plain and simple. He's just a bucket. He just has a knack of putting the ball in the hole. And, he had 2 massive offensive rebounds off free throws to help us get back into the game versus Allegheny Monday. And he's just relentless. He's incredible in the open court, and he's just a monster. And then we have some guys that have transferred in, a couple D1 transfers. Tegra Zay, 7-footer from LaSalle, just shot blocker, rebounding machine. Has really done a great job of getting better with his back to the basket and finishing. Just an absolute anchor of our defense. He talks, he calls everything out. He's the quarterback. He's loud. You can hear him in a packed gym. He's been really, really awesome for us this year. And then Bernie Blunt from Quinnipiac has come in and really kind of put his onus on the program, shooting it, getting other guys involved, defending, playing great defense on ball, off ball. Really just we're very, very lucky with what we can do. And then, a couple first-year guys, I forgot Ahmad Harrison from Fordham. He's come in off the bench, just tough as nails, kid from Baltimore, just locks up, defends, incredible court vision, can find guys that you just wonder how the heck did he see that pass. He's done an incredible job coming in for us. And then, we've got some guys, some freshmen that come off the bench here. Po Boy King from North Carolina, little do-it-all. He can really shoot it, but he can also put it on the ground a little bit. He's really stuck his nose in there and rebound. And then Zayden Cross from north of the border, 6'7" wing from Scarborough, Canada, and again shoots it, can put it on the floor, rebounds, has great length and athleticism, can defend. So, those guys have really, really, really given us a chance this year. We have a really good starting 5, but I think what helps us is the depth that we can bring in off the bench. I think that's what takes us to the next level.
Coach, great job talking about your team. What is your recruiting pitch that you can share, right? Everybody doesn't know about Harcum. Maybe there's some prospects that end up watching this, or that you end up, using whatever, however you want to use it. What is kind of the pitch that you can share, or that you feel comfortable sharing, of why people want to come to Harcum?
I kind of said it earlier. It's a family. It's not a big school. It's not somewhere you're gonna get lost in the mix. Our president Doc is at every single home game.
Wow.
He stands in his little corner. We have a little sign that says the president's box. It's kind of just, he loves it. He understands it. He understands the value of athletics, but he also understands the value of education. He was a quarterback at Cornell back in the day, so he gets it. He understands where a ball can take you in life and change your life. And again, it's a family. It's a family from the top down, and it starts with him, and it goes all the way down through the teachers, through the administration, all the way down to I don't even know how far. I don't want to put anybody in the bottom, because everyone in my mind is we're all in this together. Right. But again, everyone looks out for each other. We're in a great area. We're in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. The Sixers owner lives here. It's where Allen Iverson used to live.
Nice.
Brett Brown comes here every once in a while. So we're right down the street from where Kobe went to school. Villanova is a mile and a half one way. St. Joe's University is a mile and a half, or 3.5 miles the other way. So we're in a really special area. We're in a hotbed of basketball. I mean, high school and college basketball in this area is it's incredible. I mean, especially at the high school level, it's stunning. The players that come out of here year after year after year, it's just like, what the heck is going on over there? But there's something in the water over here, and there's a bunch of hoop heads, and that guys come out here and they love it, and guys don't want to leave. So it's a special place. It really is.
Nice. Well said. Yeah, there's a little bit of Hoopers history, current and past, going on around there. I like it.
Yeah, we had a kid last year, Zid Pal. He went to he graduated from Overbrook High School, so same high school as Wilt Chamberlain. So it's kind of interesting, 50 years later to see that. But I mean, it's hoop heaven. It really is. It's hoops heaven.
And talk about your roster. We talked about it before we started, but I think the perception is probably, okay, East Coast JUCO, they only have East Coast guys, but you have guys from all over, international and all over.
Yes.
And probably only have a few guys that are actually from the East Coast.
Yeah. So we this is actually probably our lightest international team this year. And we have 5 guys who are international. Just looking at my roster right there off the top of my head. So we have 3 Canadians this year, 2 from Toronto area, 1 from Montreal. We have a young man redshirting from Paris, and then we have another big guy who's from the Dominican Republic of Congo. But we've had guys from Mali, Angola, Gabon, Benin, Tunisia, South Sudan. Just trying to think of all of them right now. Guys from Nigeria. We've had guys from Australia. Last year we had Louis Bleachmore is at St. Joe's now. He's from Australia. We've had guys from Argentina. We've done a good job with local guys too. We had a bunch of Philly kids on the team last year. Zid Powell, Darius Ward, Fadi Wesley. So we've done a good job in this area. But right now we've got some New York kids, a couple of Baltimore kids, Post from North Carolina, like I said, and it's just kind of a little bit of all over. Again, we're lucky with the resources that we have. Having dorms, having a CAF, having support from the administration, where we don't have to stay local to recruit. We can go worldwide, literally. So it's really, like I said, it's a special place. It's a special place.
Yeah, a couple last ones, man. What do you look for in recruits for yourself? What is the program? What does Harcum look for? And then tell us a little bit about your staff as well.
Yeah, so as far as recruiting, you got to be able to shoot. We shoot a lot of threes. So if you can't shoot, can't play. That's kind of our rule number 1. You got to be able to fit into the press. We have a system that we recruit to, which makes it a little easier. It can kind of sometimes limit the pool. But if we have a system that we recruit to, and you got to be able to move and be athletic, and you got to be able to shoot it. If you're a big guy, you got to be big and be able to protect the rim, block shots, and rebound. Those are the big things we're looking for. As far as the staff goes, we've got Mike Cherry, who's my right hand man. He does everything under the sun. He's incredible, incredibly organized. He does a lot of our graphics and stuff that you see as well. Him and Coach CJ Scott, they kind of split that duty, and those two are just tremendous. Coach Scott is. I'd put him up against anybody in the country for player development. He's special at that. That's his bread and butter. And then I got two first-year guys with us. Coach Scott and Coach Cherry were with us the past few years. Coach Scott was actually here before me. He played here and then went on the La Tech after his time here. Excuse me. And then we have 2 young guys, Anthony Bennett. He's from the Baltimore area. And Jabari Tate, he's from Harrisburg, PA. He was with Scotland Prep last year. So just two young guys who are hungry, eager to work, just get stuff done and no questions asked with those guys. They've been awesome. They've been an incredible support. The guys love hanging out with them, spending time with them, getting in the gym with them. They do a great job with making sure our guys stay on track on and off the court.
Love it. Yeah, it takes a village, man, and the assistants at all levels are important, but at the junior college level, man, it's like gold.
You wear a lot of hats. You wear a lot of hats at once, that's for sure.
Yeah, I lived that life, so I already know. So we always like to end with a funny story or a good story, because
Good story. Yeah.
sometimes the funny stories aren't air appropriate, which we understand. So either funny story or good story, and then we'll let you have closing thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, we briefly talked about this. I mean, honestly, the best story that comes to mind was just, I mean, last year was incredible. Getting the Hutch, making that run, going in the locker room after every game, just celebrating. Guys being stopped for autographs after the first game. Like, it was just the smile on the guys' faces last year was incredible. Like, just
Yeah.
if you could just jar that up and sell it, you would be a billionaire, because the joy and the excitement and just the elation that they were experiencing, we were all experiencing. It was cloud nine, 10, 11, 12, however you wanted to describe it, that the run last year. Shout out to Hutch. They do an incredible job out there hosting. And it's if you haven't been as a fan or a coach, it doesn't really matter. Just go out there and experience it. It's a really unique and special thing.
Yeah, the national tournament, that is, for those that don't know what Hutch is. The national tournament is hosted at Hutchinson, Kansas, at Hutchinson Community College. Definitely a big time setup, and it just continues to get better, to their credit.
Yeah.
They added the practice gyms, which I think has added a new element to everything, and added some more different wrinkles to how they go about things. But take us into last year's run a little bit. Did you know last year's team was going to be I meant to ask you that a little bit earlier, but did you know last year's team was going to be that kind of magical Hutch national tournament type team, make a run at the national tournament team, or was there a moment? And then just tell us about last year's team.
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate. We were one of the teams up this way that played during COVID. So I think that gave us a big advantage, where they had some cohesiveness, and we basically returned everybody. Our big guy Mo would have played during the COVID year, but he ended up hurting his knee, so he missed the year. He missed the COVID year. But if we didn't, we were about to leave, since we were the only Division I playing up this way, outside Allegheny. They got COVID because we were supposed to have a region championship game with them. They got COVID, and then right before that game, and then so that game got canceled. And right before we were supposed to leave and go to North Carolina to play in their region tournament, we got COVID, so that shut down our season. So I think just the cohesiveness of that year, and really just the ability to just kind of always be together, because you couldn't really do anything else, couldn't really go anywhere else. There's always that kind of that threat of somebody getting it and spreading it. So that kind of tight-knitness of, that's not a word, but the tightness of the group. I think that really bled into the next year, because we brought everybody back, and then we added Big Mo, and that group just really liked playing with each other. We had some incredible leaders on that team that were just pulling everybody along with them. Because you played 2 seasons in 18 months, or not even 18 months, in less than a year. That's a lot on the body. So, there was just an unbelievable determination with that team. And I see a little bit of this team too. So it's been great. It was a great year. The run was magical. It really was. It was incredible to be along for the ride. I was just an assistant. Obviously, I didn't score any points at all last year. And so the guys going out there and just doing what they do night after night after night after night for 6 months it was incredible to watch. And I was very lucky to be along on the ride with them.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time, man. It's been awesome to learn more about Harcum and shine a light on the program. Appreciate you leading the way you do with your team and with your guys, and caring so much about the bigger picture. We know the basketball thing is important, but we appreciate that and respect that. And we give you any last words before you roll. I know you're not done. I know you have more that you want to accomplish this year.
Right.
We got to celebrate when you get acknowledgments like this. So shout out to JUCO Recruiting for naming you guys National Team of the Week. So we'll let you have any last words.
I just want to say thank you to JUCO Recruiting. Thank you to you, Brian, for this opportunity. And it's all about these guys. Like I said, I haven't scored a single point this year. These guys go out there, they compete their butts off, and they've earned this opportunity. They've earned this privilege right now. And like you said, it's we still got half the season left, so
right.
We haven't accomplished anything left. Just keep it simple, want to know mentality.
Yep.
These guys are really focused on trying to make their own mark on the program and their own mark on junior college by getting the Hutch. So that's what we're going to try and do. And, the best way I can leave it is go Bears.
Yep, absolutely. Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.